Hey guys, I'm going to give you guys a tour of my Grizzly Tracker 2072. I'm going to go over all the boat upgrades that I have done over the time that I owned it. Um, and I'm going to tell you the future upgrades that I do plan on doing to the boat a little bit later on down the road. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is a little piece of plastic that I put on the boat right there on the back of the transom. That plastic is so I can screw any type of transducer to it without screwing holes in my transom. Um, it does have a screw there and a screw on that side, and I put 52-100 on it to hold it to the transom. So now if I do two transducers or buy a new depth finder, I can take that transducer off and put a new transducer on without drilling multiple holes in my transom. So in my opinion, that'll definitely help people who wants to have multiple units or just different units instead of screwing multiple holes in the transom. So okay guys, so another upgrade that I've done is I added a second run battery to the boat and a battery switch. They are both run batteries. One's not a deep cycle. And it's very nice to have two batteries on a boat. It's a good peace of mind to have. So if I'm out the sandbar all day, or if I'm anchor fishing, or drifting with my depth finder on, or whatever the case shall be, I will always have a second battery in case I run one battery too low and not able to crank the boat up. So I can flip the battery switch on off, one, all, or number 2 battery. So that is a very nice upgrade to have, and it's a very good thing to turn the batteries off anyway when your boat's not in use. But it is definitely a nice upgrade to have, and it's a good peace of mind that way when you're out the water with the sandbar or whatever the case is, you have a second battery. I do plan on running a fuse block underneath the console of the boat, and that way when I do that, I'm going to hook up lights around the console, maybe a VHF or maybe a radio for when we're hanging out at the lake or whatever the case is. We can play the radio, or we can play, whatever we need to do, and have a good peace of mind that if we run one battery low, we can flip it on all and the motor can charge both batteries, or I can flip it number 2 and not have to worry about cranking it up. So definitely an upgrade that I would definitely look at if I were you guys. Alright guys, so another upgrade that I've done is this rod rack back here in the back of the boat. The console only holds 5 rods on the console, 4 on this side and 1 on the other side. And if you look right there, Grizzly Tracker offers side mount rod holders, but they are not that big, and they probably only hold a 5 to 5.5 foot rod. So in my opinion, that's not that big of a rod. Most of the rods that I have are bigger than that. So one of the biggest reasons why I did the rod rack back here was because with the Bimini top on, and you guys can see the end of the top right there, the rod's clear the Bimini top. So with the end of the rod right there, or end of the Bimini, the rods, they can come up and clear the Bimini, and it gives me more room for support, or not support, I'm sorry. It gives me more room to put more rods, so I can get 5 in the console, 4 back here, and I do plan on adding a couple more on either side. So hopefully I can do 2 more on either side. That way back here can hold 8 rods total and 5 in a console.
6? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2 on either side. So it'll be 8 rods back here hopefully, and 5 on the console. So it's definitely a good upgrade. I made the rod rack out of 1/2 inch schedule 40, or I'm sorry, 1/2 inch schedule 80 pipe. It is regular steel pipe. It's not aluminum or stainless, but I did put a rust protectant paint on it first, and then after that I put Rust-Oleum satin black on it. And how I mounted it was I welded a piece of flat bar right here to the pipe, drilled 2 holes in it, and this hatch right here is a gas tank hatch. There's a bolt or a screw there, screw on the other side, and there's 4 or 5 screws on the front lip. And what I did was I took the gas tank hatch off, marked my holes, and I drilled holes in the hatch, and then I bolted that rod rack to it. So it's very sturdy, very strong, and what I did, I got the angle just right with the seat. So the seat, Brody, watch out. So the seat, when you lean back on the seat, instead of all your weight going on these brackets right here, a lot of the weight goes on the seat right here at the top of the bar. So it acts like a rod holder, and it doubles as a secondary backrest for the seat. That way, if you have little kids like this one here, they don't jump on the seat too much, and after a while these hinges get worn out and broken. At least this is more support for the seat. So yes, definitely a good upgrade. That if you guys know anyone that can weld or anything like that, definitely a good upgrade in my opinion. More storage, strong, it helps the seat out. In my opinion, I think it looks pretty good on there too. But hopefully in the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, I'll go and buy some more rod holders and weld them on, and that'll all be done and summed up. Alright guys, so I do get a lot of questions about the seat right here. I got the seat made by a company called Tempress, Tempress. They're a company out in Texas, and they're made to order. So when you order one, it takes about 5 to 6 weeks to come in. And this is the second one of these seats that I owned. And in my opinion, these seats are very high quality seats. All the stitching and everything like that in the seat is very nice quality, guys. This one is 48 inches wide. This is one of the biggest bench seats that I could find. And you still got 1.5 feet or so here, maybe 2 feet to the gunnel right there on either side of the boat. So this is definitely a good upgrade that I would suggest to you guys. Number one is it's nice to kick back in the seat a little bit. It's nice to kick back in the seat a little bit when you're fishing. And when the little ones are tired at the sandbar or fishing all day, they can lay on the seat and they can actually lay back and don't have to worry about them falling all the way back to the motor. They do have a backrest back there that they could lean against and hang out and fall asleep and do the thing. So it's very convenient to have it. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. And another thing is I screwed it to the gas tank hatch right here, so that I unscrewed this hatch, and underneath the seat right here is starboard. It's like a very hard marine plastic, and I screwed holes in the hatch, and I ended up screwing the hatch to the seat, and then I mounted the hatch back. So to get this off, I would have to take this plate off and go ahead and unscrew the seat and take it off. So yes, it is fixed mounted to the boat. This seat, it does fold down right there, but really guys, I don't really ever fold it down too much, especially that I got the extra support back here. I'm not too worried about going down the highway with the wind or anything. I might put it down every now and then just to help if I'm going on long road trips, just to help like bugs getting on it or something like that. But for the most part, I love the seat. It's a very good seat. I highly recommend you guys getting one if you guys have this style boat or another similar style boat. When I bought this boat, the only thing it had a cushion that came about right here, just one flat cushion. And the cushion was not bad, but definitely the backrest helps tremendously in having it. So definitely an upgrade that I would get if I were you guys. Alright guys, so here is the Bimini top up and open. The Bimini top is 8 feet long and 96 inches wide. It covers most of the opening in the boat, and you can fit a lot of people underneath there. Get out the sun, get out the rain, get out the bad weather, whatever need be. Very good option to have. This one wasn't too bad priced, I think, on Amazon. I forget the company I bought it from, but on Amazon I think it was 235 bucks. And so far this is the second year that I had it, and it's worked out pretty well. I have no complaints about it. It's not a real high dollar one, but for what we're doing, I can't complain about it. And if you guys see, with the top open, I pointed out a little bit ago, you still got the rods that clear the Bimini top, and you still got, if you look, with the top open, the biggest problem is with the rod holders in the console. They'd hit the roof of the Bimini. So that's definitely a big reason why I ended up getting or making a rod holder back here, is to eliminate that issue going on up there. So top is very good, guys, and I'll hop in the boat here in a minute and I'll show you guys how much room I got in there. Me, I'm 5'10", and I'll show you guys how much room I got. Alright guys, so here's a picture of me on the bow of the boat looking at the Bimini top. I still got plenty of casting room right here. If you look, top sits back there. So I got plenty of room on the bow to do all my casting, everything I need to do. So yeah, when I get down and step down into the boat, I don't really have to duck my head too much, just a little bit. And you guys can see I still got a foot above me of clearance of the Bimini top. And if you look where I'm standing at the helm, it's still a good couple feet behind me that's covered by the Bimini top. So yeah, it does protect a lot, guys. It does. You can get a lot of people underneath here, and it's definitely a nice thing to add to your boat if you guys are on the water a lot in the summer and hanging out sandbars and fishing. And it's definitely a good thing to have, guys. So I definitely highly recommend it. And if you guys look right here, I mounted it in the VersaTrack right here. So this is a piece of aluminum that I had laying around the shop. I cut the aluminum out into strips, and I put carriage bolts in here. Good VersaTrack offers that. You guys can see by right here. So put the carriage bolts in there. I mounted aluminum to where the position I wanted to, and I screwed down the brackets to the aluminum, or bolted it down. So that way it does give me some freedom. I did it on all 4 corners, or all 3 positions that the top is to. So therefore, with that, I can move the top forward, backward, anywhere I want, any position that I want. So that's definitely a good thing to have too, is the adjustability to move it where you want. If you don't like it, you can slide it forward, slide it to the stern of the boat. You can slide it up and down a little bit and get the correct position that you guys want. So while we're up here and talking about the Bimini, I'll show you this. This is a rod holder mount that I made. Don't mind the extra long bolt right there, that's all I had. So I got monster rod holders for when I do some bottom fishing. And with me having monster rod holders, I bought the monster rod holder mount that goes over the gunnels. And after one use of them, I was not happy. So what happens is, if you guys look back here, if you screw it in too much, you take the rod holder and you dig into the gunnel right there, guys. So I was definitely not happy about that and how that turned out. So I went ahead and made these. I had some stainless nuts and stainless flat bar. I welded the stainless nuts together, welded the nuts to the flat bar, drilled some holes in the flat bar, And guys, I'm not gonna lie, when you get the rod holder in here, they are pretty solid. They don't move. You can get a really big fish on, bottom fishing or trolling or something like that, and you can get a good hit and they're not going to go anywhere. So definitely something that I recommend you guys to try to get. Definitely helps out a lot. And also, here's my super stick. I had my end fall off the super stick, so I do got to get a new end for it. It come with a stainless cap, so I do got to get a new one. I mounted it right here, screwed into the gunnel there and a gunnel over there, and this helps a lot, especially when if you're in shallow water, you're anchored in a bow. You can take that, put in the stern of the boat. I normally keep a rubber mallet in the boat, and I take that and I beat it down with the rubber mallet into the sand or the mud a little bit, and the back of the boat's not going to sway at all. Definitely a good upgrade to have. It's definitely good to have on the boat when you need it. As far as inside the boat, I think that's about it. I am going to put a fuse panel in the console right there, guys, and then I plan on putting lights probably all four corners of the console. That way when we're gigging at night or fishing at night, turn the lights on and at least the deck can be lit up, see where we're going. I do want to also put some lights, mounts in the VersaTrack system up here. In the VersaTrack system right there, guys, and maybe make it come over the bow and shoot lights out. And I'm going to try to tie it in somehow, run wires up here, something where it looks kind of clean. That way if we're driving at night or gigging at night, we can have a setup up here to go ahead and illuminate the water and see what we're going for, see what we're catching, and make life a little bit easier than holding spotlights all the time, because been there and done that way too many times. And guys, don't judge me on all the pollen in the boat. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But we went out yesterday in the boat and we washed the boat yesterday, and I have not covered it yet. And the pollen is everywhere, guys. So please don't heart me over that yet, please. But overall, these are upgrades inside the boat, and I got one or two more things I'm gonna show you guys. So hang tight 1 minute. Alright guys, so I bought this off Amazon. It's a very cheap spare tire carrier. And I'll tell you a very quick story about it. My brother and I bought the same one. We were going to Florida, Amazon, 2-day shipping. It was like a Monday, Tuesday we bought it, put on my trailer, he put one on his trailer, the same one. I was following him down to Florida to go to Steenhatchee, and this plate right here, the welds actually broke right there, and his spare tire fell off. And his spare tire fell off and got sucked underneath the boat trailer, guys. It pinched one of his axles and picked his boat up, and his whole trailer came back down, slammed hard, destroyed the spare tire, and also bent his axle pretty severely. When it bent his axle, now his two tires are wearing very bad because his axle's bent. So I'm behind him and I see his spare tire come flying out from underneath the trailer. Luckily I was far enough behind him. I don't ever tailgate, especially not driving or trailering a boat. But luckily I was further enough behind him that I was able to swerve a little bit, get out the way, and the spare tire continued to go down the highway. So definitely this was a $40 spare tire carrier. Definitely, guys, be careful what you buy on Amazon. And this didn't even fit my rooms. I had to drill the holes out bigger. So just be careful what you buy on Amazon. Read the reviews. He reached out to Amazon and he ended up getting his axle replaced and 2 new tires, and they gave his money back for a spare tire carrier. Sorry, I got my dogs all over here. So yeah, please be careful what you buy on Amazon, guys, and make sure it's a decent quality, especially for something holding like a spare tire on your boat trailer. So that's about it for that. And I'm actually building one right now, and I'll show you guys it here in a second in the garage. Alright guys, so I'm in the garage. This is the beginning of the spare tire carrier that I got. These two plates here are going to sandwich the trailer frame. I'm going to have a piece of square tubing come up like this, and then this guy is going to weld to that. And then I got that pattern off the rim. I think it's 4.5 center. But yeah, I'm making two of them. One for me, one for my brother, because his broke off his boat trailer, so I'm gonna be a nice guy, build him one too. So yeah, I'm gonna do that here soon. I may make a gusset on the square tubing, just give it a little bit extra support. I'm making it out of 3/16 plate, so it should be plenty sturdy enough. These holes are drilled for 1/2 inch bolts, so it should be good, should be way sturdier when I get done, and hopefully it will be better than what we have right now. So that'll be another upgrade that I'm in the middle of right now, just I'm not done with it yet. So I hope you guys like it. Alright guys, well this about sums up the upgrades I did on my Grizzly Tracker 2072. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave it below and I'll try to answer the best that I can. I am going to do on the water test very soon. I know I said in my last video I'm going to do it very soon. We've been out a handful of times, I haven't had the camera on me and the kids are fishing, and it's hard with the camera on the boat. But I'm going to do it very soon guys and get it out there, so please hang tight, and I hope you guys like the boat upgrades that I've done. If you have any questions, please leave below.